This is a tutorial on how to tackle formulas in functional skills questions. Now, there are a lot of people that actually just get put off by the word formula or seeing a formula in a question because they think it's sort of algebra, reminds them of difficult questions in school and GCSE, that kind of thing. But what I'm going to show you, and the purpose of this tutorial, is actually at functional skills level, they're really not as bad as they sound. So we'll look through a couple of examples first and work them through. So, first of all, the general context of this question for the first formula we're going to look at is it's about working out the size of a tent pitch for an event. You don't need to know too much about that, that's just to give you a brief idea. But the actual formula that you get presented with, we're going to look at is P equals L over 39.37 and then plus 1.5. So straight away that might not look too pleasant. However, what you will get is all these unknown letters, so P and L, they should be explained to you what they are underneath, possibly in a box. So I'm going to write them in blue, that P is equal to minimum length of pitch in meters. And that's your subject, so that's what you're trying to work out in the question, what P is equal to. So that's minimum length of pitch in meters. Your other unknown is L, but again, that will be provided to you as what that means. So L equals length of food van in inches. So again, this might not make too much sense to you because we haven't read the full question, but it's more a case of how to do the formula itself and work with the numbers. So length of food van in inches. Okay, so we know what they stand for, now we just need the numbers. However, again, this will probably be towards the end of a task maybe, or somewhere halfway through, and you will already have worked out, in most likelihood, what L is. You won't know what P is yet, because as I've just mentioned, that's your subject, that's what you're trying to work out. But L that's in the middle, you'll need that in order to do the formula, and that will be, you'll have either worked it out in a previous question, as I say, or again it'll be provided to you somewhere else in the question. In this particular instance, it would have been worked out previously, and I'm just going to say I already know that to be, I'll change that to red, L equals 256 inches. Say I've taken that from a previous part. Okay, so we've got all the numbers we need now, because we know L is 256, that's over 39.37, or plus a 1.5. So all we need to do with that formula to work out the answer is follow that through in the steps. So you can use your calculator for this, as in all functional skills exams. So we're going to do, first of all, I would do this section first, and then add this afterwards, because we don't want it to get too messy on our calculator and try and do everything at once. So I'd do 256, oh, didn't mean to do that, 256 divided by 39.37. See what that gives you. So we've got 6.5, etc. And then, as I say, the second part, you can add your 1.5. So again, another long number, but what we normally do if we get an answer like that is round it to 2 decimal places. So that would give us 8.00 meters. That's what we're trying to work out, if you remember. Find the minimum length of pitch in meters. So our answer would be 8 meters. So that's that. That's all it is to it. Just following the numbers through. As I say, you'll have to understand what the letters are, but they'll be given to you. We'll look at another one where it's slightly more tricky. So go on to page 2. Okay. So this time we're going to have an example formula of S equals 100A over E. So again, doesn't look brilliant at the minute because we don't know what all of this means. But just like the last one, you should be given all that information in the question. Now I'm just going to note at this point as well, if you ever have that top bit, so where you've got 100A, so you've got a number and a letter right next to each other like that, or even you could have, let's do B times F. and 2 letters on the top. All that means, if you see that in a formula, if they're written like that, is that those 2 components are times together. So 100A equals 100 times whatever the value for A would be. Similarly, that BF equals whatever B is times F. That's all it means, so don't be put off by that if you do see them next to each other. So we go back to this example now. So we've got S equals 100A over E. I'm just going to write down again what the unknown letters are at the bottom, because that will be given to you, like I've said before. So we'll have S is equal to percentage saving. Again, the general context of this question is you're trying to see, as a percentage, how much money you could save when you get a new bill for your electricity or by switching suppliers. So S part, which again you're trying to work out, that's the subject. S equals percentage saving. Okay, and then A, your next unknown, that is equal to amount saved in pounds. So write that underneath. And then finally you've got E, that is equal to estimated annual cost for electricity from your supplier in pounds. So we'll shorten that down to estimated annual electricity cost. Okay, so now again we know what the letters stand for, we just need the actual values. But again, these will either be provided to you specifically, or you'll have already worked them out in a previous part of this task. So I'm going to give them to you now in this example. So we're going to use A as the amount saved was £20, and E, the estimated annual cost of the electricity, is £150. Again, we're not going to have S because that's what we're trying to work out. We just need the parts in the middle of the formula. So again, now we just need to follow those numbers through. So if we go into a new page, S equals, let's change that back to a pen. S equals 100 times A, which we now know to be £20, all over, which means divided by E, which we now know to be £150. And again, I'll do this in 2 stages on your calculator, 1, 2, so you're not having to work everything out at once and making a bit of a mess of it. So the first part, 100 times 20, so what's that going to equal? It's going to be 100, oh it's 1000, get rid of 1, times 20, so that equals 2000. And then your second part is to do 2000 therefore divided by 150. So again, bring the calculator back up for that. 2000 divided by 150 equals 13.33 recurring. So again, using a bit of rounding, you can round that to 2 decimal places to, oh sorry, that shouldn't be a pound sign. We're looking at percentage here. So that should be rounded to 2 decimal places, 13.33, and it should be percent because we're trying to find the percentage saving. That's your final answer. That's all formulas are, as I say. You just need to be aware what the letters stand for, which will be given to you, and then find the correct numbers for those letters, just times them through if the letters are next to each other, divide if there's a big line in the middle where it looks like a fraction. And that's the end of that tutorial.